Hey YouTube, this is Southern Prepper 1 and welcome to Boots on the Ground. If you have anything you could add to the benefit of myself and to everyone else that listens, send it to Southern Prepper 1, Southern Prepper 1, the number 1 at yahoo.com. Also, there's a lot of scammers out there. They take my little icon picture and they put a telephone number or something and they give you like you won something or a call them. Do not listen to them. The only way you can contact me is southernprepper1 at yahoo.com. Send me an email. That's the only way I'm going to talk to you. So do not fall for the scammers. Let's get right into it. I live in a small town in central Illinois. I went to withdraw some cash out of my account like I've been doing lately. Today, instead of $500, I withdrew $1,000. I was asked for my license and they made a photocopy of it. This is a bank I've been going for over 25 years. Used to be the only bank in town. I asked a friend of mine and he said that they have done the same thing for him. I also noticed on our local Facebook page for the town businesses, they're posting when they're short of items. Example, Subway posted when they were out of bread and out of certain meats. McDonald's have posted when they were out of CO2 for the soda and didn't know when it will be replaced. This person says, I am a work from home job group on Facebook. So I don't know exactly what, but they work. And people are being fired left and right. People go in to log in for their shift and the company has fired them. It is happening every day with work from home jobs. So don't understand that, but some people will. All I know is it's layoffs, being fired. This is from North Texas. Went to buy some 8-foot 2x4s at one of the two local hardware stores in a local lumber yard. The folks at the register very quietly told me not to buy from them, but to go to another place because there's his words, crap. So he went and bought them somewhere else, but he said even there they had to search and search and search to find good ones, and at $5.19 you expect to find good lumber. Also, he said there was a lot of frontings at stores in his area, and prices are up 25 to 40%, and this would be in the grocery area. Also, it looks like Dollar General in their area that were built actually 18 months ago are remodeling. It doesn't really make any financial or aesthetic sense, but I think what they're doing is widening the aisles so they have less space on the shelves so it doesn't look as empty. And goes on and on. Just increased costs on everything. My wife and I went shopping at Walmart. I wanted to buy some frozen orange juice before the price went up from the Florida hurricane that decimated the orange crop. I was just in time. The price on the shelf was $1.10 for a Minute Maid, little container. Wow, that's a great price, so I picked up 4. They scanned up at $2.67. I showed the cashier the price on the shelf from the picture in my phone, and she gave me it at that price. And it looks like if he did his math right, that was a 140% increase. Incredible. So if you need orange juice, you might want to grab it now. I went shopping with my daughter 2 days ago. She got 2 steaks and a package of chicken. We got to the checkout and she asked me if that chicken looked good. I looked at it and it was brown and green. So we gave it to the lady at the checkout and told her it was rotten meat. The lady showed no emotions at all. She just took the package and put it under the counter. Well, last night she decided to cook her steak. She got it out of the freezer and defrosted it, and they thawed it out. When she opened it, it was brown and it smelled so bad. She paid $30 for those 2 steaks. Disgusting. Also, she went back to Walmart and the self-checkouts were all that was open and the lines were very long. They did have a few turkeys, so I bought my turkey. It was $1.48 a pound for a butterball. That's a good deal if you can find it for $1.48. I spent $31 and some change. Usually they have lots of turkeys, but there was only 7 butterballs and 10 honeysuckles. I think I might go ahead and buy my Christmas turkey, and this is in Northwest Louisiana. Also, good news, my husband finally woke up, she said. Wish he would have sooner. He brings home extras of everything, and his man cave looks like a weapons making factory. Awesome. This is Middle Tennessee. Did my weekly trip to Walmart. Coffee filters are non-existent in the store. This is the 2nd week they've been out of stock. Great value toilet paper, out of stock for the past 2 weeks. Great value paper towels, out of stock. Witnessed 2 different people in the store shoplifting. Picking up small food items and sliding them into their purse or pocket. This is unusual to see. It's so blatant. A little bit of good news. The Walmart had plenty of turkeys. They range in price from $1.68 to $1.88 a pound, which seems reasonable to me. we drive by a small Ford dealership on the way to this Walmart. For the first time in 2 years, the lot was relatively full of new cars, trucks, and transit vans. We noticed that in the past 2 weeks, nothing is moving off the lot. Same vehicles sitting in the same spot. My husband works for an auto manufacturer. He's worked there for 6 years. Today, they're doing evacuation drills. This is the first time they are doing this since he's been there. Makes me wonder what prompted them to start this. This is from Northeast Texas. We have been living totally off-grid for 10 years, except for propane to cook with. We just filled a 100-pound propane tank, and it cost $75 last time. This refill was $95. This came as a surprise, even though it was expected. We have been in a drought since July. The only saving grace has been the irrigation well we put in 3 years ago, combined with drip lines in the garden. The varmint pressure has been very high. Deer wiped out most of the sweet potatoes. Saving grace is that venison is canned and in the freezer. The watermelon patch was decimated by 6 possums. We trapped them and relocated them. Many rabbits trapped and fed to the dogs. My husband works for a very large national used car reseller. The mechanics have had their hours reduced last month to 36 hours a week. This isn't uncommon after the summer push for cars, but for the month of October, the hours have now been cut down to 32 a week. This is unsettling, as usually there's mandatory overtime to get cars ready to sell for the holiday season. The company has said they're not looking at layoffs at this time, but I told my husband it was only a matter of time before the supply chain shortage of tires, car parts, and chips impact the used car industry. We'll be fine as we've been prepping, but I worry for the coworkers. This is from Indiana. They say Honda in Indiana down. Next week, Honda is stopping production Thursday, Friday, and the following Monday due to supply issues. I don't know if this is one plant, all the plants, but Honda feeling the pinch of not having spare parts or parts to build cars. This is Southwest Georgia. Walmart. Eggs, 18 count, $3.36. I was shocked. I bought 3 of them. A quart of heavy cream, $5. Tropicana OJ, 128 ounces, $8. Daisy sour cream, 48 ounces, $6. Country Crock, 67 ounces for almost $8. Prices are through the roof. Frozen potato products, slim pickings. I've had a very bad adverse reaction to prescription medicine that caused an irregular heartbeat and dangerously high blood pressure. I went to the ER room in Springfield, Missouri. The hospital staff was kind and working very hard, trying to keep up, and they did a good job taking care of me, but the ER was so severely overstaffed. It took me over 16 hours to be seen and to get me into the room. The ER was packed with more than 50 people, most of them with injuries or elderly people. COVID patients were immediately isolated and taken to a different wing. Priority was given to ambulance arrival and level 1 traumas. Everyone else had to sit and wait. There was a lot of police bringing in people from arrest or drug problems. Another woman had come in looking like she had a seizure or was having a seizure, and she had to wait. Many people kept asking when we can be seen. The charge nurse could only tell people that they didn't have enough available beds due to not having enough staff. And some of the staff that were working were traveling nurses. Some of the people waiting to get seen were very frustrated and just left. A few were yelling at the nurses. Also, a drunk man wandered into the waiting room yelling at people and had to be forcefully removed. An hour later, a female patient tried to rummage through a male patient's belongings, which also caused an incident. It was a very long and difficult night. I don't blame the nursing staff because they were doing their best, but there was a lot of suffering. The Springfield, Missouri hospital wasn't the only one having this issue. The same situation is happening in Branson and Harrison, Arkansas. Please warn your listeners to be prepared to sit for hours or even days in the ER waiting to be seen. This is from Rural King in Indiana. This person sent me the actual policy that's on the glass door. Because of an Indiana law, now you have to give an address if you buy any chickens. I don't know if this is in regards to bird flu and they want to be able to track things, but you have to supply an address. This person said, for the first time ever, just now, Super Walmart in Thomasville, Georgia, there's no eggs, 0 eggs. I am 70 and for the first time in my life, no eggs. My wife is in shock. Thanksgiving meals costs are going up. Food overall is pegged at 11.2% higher than last year. Food at home, so if you eat at home, is up 13% year over year. Leading this year, the increases are butter, margarine up 44%, eggs up 31%, flour up 24.2%. This person is also in the food industry. They also said this: JBS and Tyson Food are investing in watches from a company called Mentore, M-E-N-T-O-R-E. These watches have apps that can track workers' movements. Those in opposition saw that they could be used for disciplinary decisions. Most meat processors, about 80% of them, are covered by unions, so implementing will have to clear that hurdle of being in the union. But many people are worried how this will affect working conditions. Yesterday, my husband called for a refill on a prescription, Adderall. He was told the pharmacy was informed that morning they would not be getting any more, and they couldn't fill his prescription. There's a nationwide shortages. Pharmacists said hopefully by January when they'll get some more. Due to the insurance regulations, you can't get extra and you can't get a refill until you're almost out. So now we have zero time to try to navigate getting a doctor's appointment and new medication. They also said, I went to ship something. I was shocked at the increased cost of shipping. U.S. Postal Services was $18 to ship a 2-pound item in a small box, domestic, not international. And also they said diapers have gone up. Now they're $45 for, I don't know how big of a box, but they're emphatic about this is bad. $45 for diapers. This person lives outside of Madison, Wisconsin. For the past years, huge numbers of apartments are being built in our area which is drastically changing our community. Our local Piggly Wiggly is under new management and ownership. They renovated the store and put in a lot of self-checkouts. It is really sad since many of the local teenagers worked as cashiers. Hopefully they'll find other work for them to do. I'm really surprised about the self-checkouts because the amount of crime in this area is greatly increasing. It seems to me that self-checkouts are an easy way for people to steal more. This person says our homeowner's insurance went from $1,400 last year to $1,700 this year, and we've had no claims against us. What is going on? It's just the cost of the dollar collapsing and everything costing more. So if you do have to have an insurance claim, it's going to cost more to fix it. This person was from Maine, and they're just talking about the coal, and coal is not available. Tractor Supply is gouging. They want $500 a ton, and the price is going up by the day. I called a couple of Pennsylvania coal mines, and they're digging coal but not taking any new orders. This is crazy. We can't get coal. About 1% of Maine people that live in Maine burn coal, but it looks like they can't get it. I live in Southwest Louisiana. I've noticed the past 2 weeks when I buy milk from Walmart, it goes bad well before the expiration date. I always make sure to grab the milk by the latest expiration date, but it doesn't seem to matter anymore. This is from a farmer. My brother works for his in-laws' farm in South Dakota. They have 5,000 acres of corn and soybeans. They just finished the harvest, and this is what he reported. 100 bushels per acre for corn. Normally, they would get 150 to 180 bushels for corn. Also, their soybeans, they only got 35 bushels per acre. Normally, that field should give them 50 to 60 acres. So he attributes the low yield to the drought. They haven't had a lot of measurable rain since July. I was grocery shopping in my area last night, and aside from all the normal price increases that have been seen, they said the case of their beer went from $20 last week to $25. Low grain yields in the Midwest will affect the cost of staple foods items going forward. This person says, I was supposed to have an interview with 3M on this past Thursday. I got a call Wednesday afternoon from their HR department canceling my interview, and they informed me that they are freezing all hiring due to sales being drastically lower than expected. This person currently works at a place that manufactures PEX plumbing pipes. I'm about to give my notice, but they have a hiring freeze there also. They're cutting 16 positions, and also people that are quitting are not being replaced, and that includes me. I guess because they just have a warehouse full of product and the demand is gone. They say they're starting to shut down the plant for 2 weeks with no pay, and this will be the second time this year. I guess the warehouse is definitely full. There's no new orders coming in for PEX plumbing. And with the housing market going down and not as many houses being built, this is just going to get worse. He says, I just passed my adult hunter safety course. So he's going to be hunting to supplement food for his family. This person's in Michigan. I ordered a pack of 36 roll of toilet paper from Walmart online for shipping in August. It cost me about $27. I clicked on the same link today and the price is now $46. That's a huge increase. This person's law enforcement in a small rural town in the desert Southwest. Lately, police have had to go to Walmart almost every day for shoplifting calls. If you use the self-checkout, check your receipt to see if it says approved. They don't want people to feel bad about getting a declined card message on the train, so they don't show it anymore. Many are leaving without knowing their card was declined. Also, we're seeing an increase in DUIs and drug-related calls where people are just out of it. On a personal note, Walmart was so full of extra stuff from the ship last year that they changed part of the seasonal section into extra clearance aisles, but now they have gone back to just one, which is scarce. I think that our time of ease is ending. This is from a grocery store, small chain, had eggs for $5.50 a dozen last week. This week they're up to almost $6. A head of lettuce was $4.49. They're saying a lot of these shelves are being fronted. No sugar anywhere at this store, and just goes on and on. Things are going up every day. They also do catering, and it's hard to do catering now because they can't find the things they need. Also, this guy was doing an oil change, a do-it-yourself oil change. He can't get the oil he needs. He can't get the filter, so he's substituting. So a routine oil change cost me over $30, almost $40 for a do-it-yourself job. This, in closing, this is good news. It brought great joy to my heart. I think it will bring great joy to your heart. This is a farmer, and basically the guy has cancer. He's fighting it, but he's losing. He's now in hospice, but he has a farm. In response to hearing what was happening, the local farmer community came together to help, to take a bit of pressure off this guy. They went to harvest their farms and to adjoining farms that needed help. As the word got out, more and more people started to call in to donate their time and equipment, taking valuable hours away from their own operations and livelihood at a critical time of the year. By last weekend, they had all the people and machines they could use, and they safely harvested it. On Monday, the machine started rolling in from as far away as 20 miles away. They ended up being 14 different combines, about a half a dozen huge grain carts, 20 semis, and approximately 80 people volunteering in various capacity. I estimated we had over $15 million in modern farm equipment, $9,000 in donated fuel, and a demonstration of human compassion beyond measurability in dollars. Over the course of 8 hours, the farmers harvested 640 acres of corn and soybean, which would have taken 2 weeks of good running and weather under normal conditions. At the end of the day, the completion of the job, we had over 100 people who stayed for supper in my farm's garage with food donated from the local restaurant. It was a wonderful and touching day. It was the way things ought to be, but too rare in today's crumbling society. It was an agricultural community at its finest, and a privilege to be involved in. The family was deeply touched, but so was every individual who was part of this grand effort. That just touched my heart. That's the America I'm used to. That's the America I want. That's the America I am willing to fight for to get back to. I hope that story touched your heart. There's still good people out there. Do not get discouraged. We are not going to let evil win. We're not going to let these evil politicians take what we have. We are going to fight back, and we are going to win. Thanks for watching.